Money stay mingling. I'm just getting started, yeah, I'm trying to get the swing of things. You love the green, but you hate the bread. It's like you love the sex, but you hate the head. There's no difference, I finish all the giving. That means I'm taking your place.
This is called Don't Panic. If you haven't heard it before, listen to the words.
I'm the one, Jet Li. It's time that we get popping out. I ain't never stopping now. You would think I'm floating in the open way I cop a cloud. You should even shop around. You should buy a pair of boots. Hater just like something brand.
Oh. Round and round we go.
Where we stop, the just don't know. Don't panic. Price went up all you go.
Back and watch the show.
Market makers are heartbreakers and soft stages. Bring the heat with Kenny just like it's Las Vegas. You hard haters are all fakers. I mob like don't call you on another song. I don't pause, baby. How panic, I just mix it up like Shaka Khan. When it's on, I transform like Decepticon. I can tell your whole future looking at the devil's palm. You're too weak, bro. Cause you looking at a 52-week low. These are opportunities to see, yo. No peace, though. I'll cheat. I just move when I prove to the cheat code. Put the limit in. Stop it if you have to. This is mathematics for ass to last to. Rich TV live, he a swell guy. He'll teach you how to buy low and to sell high. Yeah, I get money because it's all sweet. You're looking at the real wolf of Wall Street. Yeah,
You see that shit?
all sweet. Yeah.
Yo, who else has this, man?
This is how the market goes.
Who else has this, man? Certified surgeon right here. Certified surgeon. Cannabis stock pioneer. So the markets have been doing some crazy things. How you guys doing today? Yo, man. Will High Times ever come out? Yeah, High Times is going to come out. It's going to come out soon. That's why I got my jacket. I'm a High Times investor. You don't just get these jackets. You got to work for it, and you got to be an investor, a long-term investor. Now, there's a stock that has just been on fire, and I got to give credit where credit is due, because we have members all over the world that have made money on Zoom Away Travel. Zoom Away Travel. Out of all the cannabis stocks I talk about every day, all the big board stocks we talk about every day, out of the Amazons and the Facebooks and the Netflixes, all the companies, right? Guess who's gone up in the last 7 days? 200%. It touched 8 cents today. We started when Justin tells me, Rich, I like this company, Zoom Away Travel. It's got no assets. It's got really no money in the bank. It's got nothing going on, but I like it. I'm going to start buying it. He starts buying it at 1.5 cents. That man has bought $17,500 worth of Zoom Away Travel. The stock today hit 8 cents. He had $80,000 worth of Zoom Away Travel, and he never even thought about selling. And this is one of our members in the Rich TV Live community. This is what makes our community so special. A member finds a pot of gold and starts to buy it first. Other members jump on, including me, and make money all over the world. And the member that originally gets involved, they win because they're up huge. Investors like myself and other investors everywhere else that bought it, that may have sold, they win. And it's like win-win. And don't you just love it when people can help people? I want to know on this show, who here owns Zoom Away Travel? Who here made money on Zoom Away Travel? I want to know. while we are live right here on Rich TV Live. There's people all over the world that have made money on Zoom Away Travel. I want to know if you made money on Zoom Away Travel. Can you tell me if you made money on Zoom Away Travel? Yeah, we got 3 likes so far. You guys don't like my high times? You guys don't like the high times? You sold it last week when it went to 4 cents? Oh, it's up to 8, bro. It went to 8. I sold it 5.5. Oh, it hurts. It hurts. It hurts. So yeah, you know. Yo, what's up, Leo? Danny Boy says, hell yes, I did. There you go, bro. See, people within the community, even within the small 21 people that are here right now, we have people that have already made money. I love that. I love that. I love that. How you guys doing today? Labs is going to have a news release tomorrow. The stock was trading and doing some crazy stuff today, Leo. Crazy stuff. Up and down and all around, circling around and around the town. Yeah, I know. BLOZF had a huge day today. The company that I want to talk to you guys about today is Fire and Flower. This is the company. So I was listening to BNN Bloomberg, and that's where I like to get a lot of my secret picks. And a guy calls in BNN Bloomberg, and he calls in and he's speaking to one of these fund managers in Canada. Guy's got a crazy winning percentage. Guy's like a genius, right? Great winning strategy and great winning percentage, like insane. Guy calls in, he says, what do you think about Cannabis growth? The guy goes, oh, you mean other than shorting it? That's the only thing I would think about. And I'm like, whoa. And he's like, we haven't ever considered buying a cannabis stock other than to short it. He goes, but we don't really want to short it because we know that you can't justify anything in that sector. He goes, but one stock that I would consider would be Fire and Flower. And I was like, what? I said, pardon? I'm like, what golden nugget did I hear? And he's like, yep, Fire and Flower. And I was like, oh, damn. So you don't like any cannabis stocks, but you like Fire and Flower, huh? Okay. Noted. So let's take a look at Fire and Flower. And Fire and Flower exploded today. Surprise, surprise. On a day where everything was red, Fire and Flower exploded. What the hell is the symbol? Fire. What's going on, guys? Leo says, yep, all over. I'm holding no matter what. Added on the dip this morning. Oh, you just loading up on the labs, eh, bro? Loading up. Excuse me. Loading up on the labs. Load up on the labs, my friend. What am I looking for right now? Why can't I find bar chart when I need it? Yo, what's up, Mike? Levon says, lots exploded on my watch list. Guys, Facebook. Put Fire and Flower and Facebook on a full alert. In fact, I have a song for this situation. This is a full alert situation. Fire and Flower and Facebook on full alerts right now, right here on Rich TV Live. It's true. Here we go. You ready? Stay tuned. Here we go. There's only one full alert from Rich TV Live from Ill Kid. Here it is. Cryptocurrencies, cannabis stocks, and CEO interviews brought to you by Rich. We on a full alert. Facebook and Fire and Flower are on a full alert. Facebook's flying, baby. People keep talking about the stock market crashing. The stock market just broke all-time highs. So we on a full alert. We on a full alert. Markets are hot.
Full alert, full alert, it's full alert. Full alert, full alert, it's full alert. Full alert, full alert, it's full alert. Yeah. I told y'all motherfuckers got a Aurora, and I was gonna blow up. And Kira did the same to me, you know what I was talking about.
Everything is finding bottoms. The cannabis stocks in Canada and the US are finding new 52-week lows.
You know it's Canntrust, don't forget about Aurora. We brought you in the harvest, but why you still hate on the QI? That shit is fuck, that's just the 52-week low.
Meanwhile, the S&P 500 is breaking all-time highs. What's up with that? ZMA, Fire, and Flower, and Facebook on full alert. Ooh, Medman had a nice day today. Medman. Yeah, Tesla is in the ugly category. This is good, the bad, and the ugly. Tesla goes in the ugly category. I'm going to tell you soon about another company in the ugly category. Can you guys guess who else is in the ugly category? There's good, there's bad, and there's ugly. Can you guess who falls under ugly? Other than Tesla. Yeah, you smart, hi boss. You smart. Oh, Seth is saying Cureleaf. So we having crazy things going on in the markets, man. So fund managers on BNN, and he's talking about how he doesn't trust cannabis stocks and how he won't invest in any of them other than to think about shorting them. Then he immediately says, but I would invest in Fire and Flower. And I'm like, what? So you go from one extreme to the other within the same, like, and this guy is highly acclaimed, like he's awesome. But one second you're saying you're not going to invest in the cannabis stocks, and you're saying it's the next second, in the next breath, you're saying that Fire and Flower is a great pick because they got $1 billion partner now. David Sharp says, in the meantime, buy ACB and Afria long term. Oh yeah, for sure. Always buy in the red. It's the only way to buy anything. But this guy, what he said too, which I caught, he said, if I was you guys, I wouldn't be buying bottoms of anything 15 to 20% down. And then he laughed. And I'm like, yeah, don't go there, guys. People start telling me they're buying Canntrust, and I'm like, oh, damn. You in for a world of hurt. Because that's everybody short right now. And I don't know, man. I don't know. If you want to play in that ball game, you can get burnt bad, real bad. Real bad. I don't know if I'd be willing to play in that game. I don't know, man. I really don't know if I'd be willing to play that game right now. I always said if it hits $1, I'll buy 10,000 shares. But I'm not like rushing to buy it. I don't know. all that scandal. Every day you wake up, it's another lawsuit, and then another lawsuit, and the lower it goes, lawsuit. It's a really messed up situation. And then all the shorters are jumping on, and they're all jumping, putting all that extra pressure on there. There's naked short selling, and there's market maker manipulation going on. So it just gets crazy. It just gets crazy. So I don't know. Fireandflower.com. So I gotta select my province. Gotta sign in here. They want to know your date of birth. I like that. Running everything very tight. Quality is everything right now when you're seeing the FDA cracking down, Health Canada are cracking down. It's all about quality. Is there any investor relation news here? Investors. Info at fireandflower.com. These guys have 23 locations across Canada. ACB is so cheap. Afri is so cheap right now. It's crazy. Everything is on sale, guys. It's a summer sale. David Sharp says, forget Canntrust, dead money at present. Quinton says, Planet 13, I need more shares. I mean, this is the time to load up on everything. Everything is so cheap. Ugly is Canntrust, Green Growth Brands, CO2 Grow. So much FUD and cannabis. This is just what happens every summer. I mean, is it any different than what we expected? Oh my god, I love you guys' messages. Levon says, what about watching Kira for an entry, Rich? Man, you guys love the risk, eh? You guys love the risk. I don't know, man. You're playing with real money. You know, you're playing with real money. You start playing with real money. Do you really want to risk it on very risky stocks? You got to really ask yourself. And I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm not saying you shouldn't. But you got to really think about what you're doing. You definitely got to think about what you're doing. Yeah, I wouldn't be chasing all the risk, you know? I wouldn't be chasing all the risk. That's the one thing I wouldn't want to chase. I wouldn't want to chase all that risk. That's a lot of risk. It's a lot of risk. It's a lot of risk. I don't know. Yeah, Cura is a good company, but when you make mistakes like this, there's going to be consequences. I mean, look at what happened to Canntrust. There's people that were buying Canntrust at $4, and now it's down to $2. I mean, you got to be careful, man. You're not playing with paper money. You're playing with real money. If you're playing with real money, do you really want to risk it? Is it really worth it? Ask yourself, is it really worth it? I don't know. I think there's better opportunities you can invest your money into that are a lot safer, that will protect your equity a lot more. You got to really think about your investing strategy. Do you really want to risk your money on companies that have scandal associated to them? Is that really where you want to put your money? Ask yourself that really, really carefully. Because when you're listening on BNN Bloomberg to an expert who does this every day and he manages billions of dollars and he has no money in cannabis, and he says the entire cannabis sector is over pumped and the only thing he would be doing would be shorting. But in the same breath, he says fire and flower is good. That's a sign right there, man. I don't know, man. I don't know if you guys caught that, but and then he said, I wouldn't be buying anything down, 15 to 20%. And Canntrust is at $2.68, down 21% today. Whew. That's a big hit. That's a big hit. Aurora is at $8.59, down 1.72%. Canopy is at 46.55, down slightly. They held off pretty good. Aphria at 7.98, down 1.36%. Kronos was up slightly at $20.25. Tilray at 42.98, up slightly. Aphria, 7.98. Wow, that's a nice price for Aphria. Hexo down 5% at 5.62. OGI at 7.80, down 2.26%. Wow, they have fallen a lot. T-God at 2.90. Great price for T-God, down 3.97%. Look at all the deals out there. Supreme Cannabis up 1.45% at $1.40. Balance Growworks up slightly at $3.88. Canopy Rivers down 2.68% at $2.90. Oxley was even at 73 cents. The Flower Corporation at $3.98, down 2.93%. That is not the same as Fire and Flower, which is the company that had the big news today. Like when you look at the news on richtvlive.com, you can literally see all the messages. Wow. Like there's so much news today. There's so much news in the sector. It's just crazy, good and bad and ugly. How about this? Aurora Cannabis and UFC launched clinical research on use of hemp-derived CBD products by MMA athletes. This is big. Aurora Cannabis and the UFC. This is a catalyst. I think this could be a huge catalyst right here. ACB, the Canadian company that's defining the future of cannabis worldwide, and UFC, the world's premier mixed martial arts organization, are proud to announce the launch of a joint clinical research program that will produce multiple studies under the terms of their recently announced partnership. The research will examine the use of hemp-derived CBD as an effective treatment for pain, inflammation, wound healing, and recovery on MMA athletes. Wow. This is huge. The groundbreaking research partnership is aimed at understanding key health and recovery needs of elite athletes in such a highly physical and competitive sport as mixed martial arts. Research data will then be used to drive the development of science-backed hemp-derived CBD topicals that will be safe and reliable. This is brilliant. These new products will help combat the rapid growth market of untested CBD treatments currently being used by high-performance and non-professional athletes. Once research is complete, any resulting product will come to life in the US under the new high-performance sports brand, Roar Sports. A portfolio of high-quality hemp-derived CBD topical treatments scientifically formulated with elite athletes in mind. Through analysis of athlete needs and scientific data, Roar Sports will challenge the status quo, seek to alleviate the stresses of competition, and earn designation as the official CBD product of the UFC. Wow. That's big. Aurora Cannabis having the official CBD product of the UFC. That is mind-boggling. The multi-phase clinical study at the UFC Performance Institute in Las Vegas will be led by Dr. Jason Dick, chair of Aurora's Global Scientific Oversight Committee. Dr. Kelly Nareen, Aurora's Vice President, Global Research and Medical Affairs, and the team of sports performance experts at the UFC Performance Institute, led by Dr. Duncan French, UFC Vice President of Performance. Using active UFC athletes on a strictly volunteer basis, the study will help establish peer-reviewed, publishable research in this area. Products will be developed in full compliance with US federal law and with UFC's anti-doping program, which adheres to WADA and USADA regulations. Our partnership with UFC is about committing to the science that will educate and advocate, said Aurora CEO Terry Booth. We are going to work together to change the way people think, to change the industry, and to launch the first hemp-derived CBD products that are backed by scientific research. Wow. Wow. The brand building and product development are all part of our move into the US. And in collaboration with UFC, we intend to play a major role in the market. We know that professional athletes across sports disciplines are tuned to hemp-derived CBD treatments to assist with physical recovery, with varying degrees of success, added Jason Dick, chair of Aurora's Global Scientific Oversight Committee. The work we do in partnership with UFC will create an evidence-based, scientific-backed pipeline of consistent and clean hemp-derived CBD topicals that the high-performance athletes of UFC can rely on to treat the pain, inflammation, injury, and other conditions associated with competing at such a high level. This is so big. Oh my goodness. This is so big. Wow. So big. So big. It's crazy. So my phone is going off. Collaborating with Aurora is the best way to educate ourselves as our fighters about the impact of CBD on MMA athletes and our sport, said Duncan French, UFC's Vice President of Performance. We want to apply science and see where it leads us. Ideally, these studies will give us the clarity we need to determine the effectiveness of a hemp-derived CBD on athlete health and injury recovery. This is so big for the industry. This is so big for CBD. This is so big for Aurora Cannabis. This is so big for the UFC. This is great. I absolutely love this. Absolutely love this. These guys just took a huge step forward. Aurora Cannabis, with this partnership, just took a huge step forward. Although CBD is allowed under USADA and WADA regulations, we want to be the leaders on educating UFC athletes on CBD use, said Jeff Nowitzki, UFC Senior Vice President of Athlete Health and Performance. Athlete safety is a top priority for UFC, and we will collaborate with Aurora to ensure that any new products are third-party tested for all WADA prohibited substances to make certain they meet WADA standards. Wow. You guys want to hear about the UFC? UFC is the world's premier mixed martial arts organization and the largest pay-per-view event provider in the world. Wow, I did not know that. That's huge. UFC boasts more than 300 million fans worldwide, including 70 million social media followers across its digital platforms, and is programming in broadcast in over 170 countries and territories to 1 billion TV households worldwide in 40 languages. UFC produces more than 40 live events annually and consistently sells out some of the world's most prestigious arenas. Since 2001, UFC has been proudly headquartered in Las Vegas, supported by a network of employees around the world. UFC current roster of athletes features more than 590 men and women representing over 60 countries. UFC Fight Pass, the world's leading digital description service for combat sports, delivers exclusive live events, thousands of fights on demand, and original content to fans around the world. UFC was acquired in 2016 by global sports, entertainment, and fashion leader Endeavor, along with strategic investors Silver Lake Partners and KKR, in what is among the largest transaction in sports history. Wow. That's just nuts. That's bonkers. You guys want me to get into Aurora? About Aurora. Headquartered in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, with funded capacity in excess of 625,000 kgs per annum and sales and operations in 24 countries around 5 continents, Aurora is one of the world's largest and leading cannabis companies. Aurora is vertically integrated and horizontally diversified across every key segment of the value chain, from facility engineering and design to cannabis breeding and genetics research, cannabis and hemp production, derivatives, high value add product development, home cultivation, wholesale, and retail distribution. Whew! I couldn't even get through the sentence of all the things these guys do. That's some crazy stuff. Aurora's big, guys. Aurora, for me, may have just taken over #1 spot from Canopy Growth. After Canopy Growth just kicked Bruce Linton to the curb, I feel like with this deal, Aurora is cementing themselves as like the biggest player in the industry. Like, this is big. This is so big. I had no idea that the UFC was even that big. BW says, hey, Rich, do you know if Sproutly is looking to do a JV with a company for edibles? And if they're free to do so, does Moosehead only have rights to their app technology for beverages? I think that they're going to be working together, and I'm sure that they're going to be working together with everything they do. Yeah, the UFC is a freaking monster, man. 170 countries? Jeez. I didn't know they were the largest pay-per-view player in the world. That's big. That's big. That's huge. And Aurora Cannabis to be the CBD of their choice. Whew. That's big. That's so big. So that falls in the category of good. Then there's Canntrust. My goodness, Canntrust. So emails get out between high-level members of the company talking about how they were dodging bullets. Dodging bullets. We dodged some bullets, man. We dodged a few bullets there. I don't want to laugh because people are losing money. But man, Canntrust. 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 It's bad. Bad. It's bad. Oh my goodness. Oh man, it's hard for me to give a buy alert on ACB right now, and the whole market is hemorrhaging. But at some point, I think we're going to find a bottom, right? I like Aurora and Afri at these prices. I like pretty much almost everything in the sector right now at these prices. The question is, how low is it going to go? There's always a chance it's going to go lower. There's also a chance it's going to go way higher. But right now, unfortunately, things are going down. We've had 4 red days in a row, and Canntrust has really put a stain on the whole sector. They really have. It's a big stain on the sector, fortunately. It's a very big stain on the sector. So, what other stocks are making waves and making news? Anything else that you guys want to talk about? Any other stocks you guys want to look at? So, overall, a red day. Good news with Aurora Cannabis, even though it was down. ZMA has been on fire. So, Zoom Away Travel, put it on your watch list, put it on your radar. High Tide, yeah, look at that. High Tide went up over 12% today. And do you think it's going to go on a small run, or do you think it will dip back down after this increase? It depends on what the sector does. You know, I thought the High Tide was at a good price looking at its chart, looking and doing my due diligence on the company. However, at the same time, you know, before you guys ever invest in anything, always consult a financial advisor. I am not a licensed advisor. I'm like you guys. I'm just a freedom fighter. I'm an investor. I'm just a guy trying to share my story with other people and share picks so we can win. That's it. Okay. And I love it when members like Justin bring picks like Zoom Away Travel and everybody wins. Absolutely love it. And then I bring a pick like High Tide and people are winning. I love it. That's amazing. That's what this is all about. And I think as we get better at this, we're going to find more. Like Facebook, for example. Facebook is going to be a buy for sure for tomorrow. So, you already know in anticipation to watch Facebook. Watch Fire and Flower. Definitely. I'm not suggesting you buy Canntrust, but you should be watching Canntrust. If Canntrust goes down again, it could drag down the sector. If Canntrust bounces back 20%, it could bring up the sector. I mean, that's just the way the sector is right now. It like runs like a unit. I think everything right now is a hold, unless you want to sell for a loss or unless you're shorting. Buy and hold. Wait for the resurrection because it's coming and it's going to be fierce. And I think when the resurrection comes, you're going to see some companies go up 30 to 50%. You're going to see some companies go up 50 to 100%. You're going to see some companies go up 200%. And you're going to see some companies go up like 500 to 1,000%. It's just the way it's going to be. Yeah, Seth says, I heard Facebook is going to start their own banking kind of currency. Yes, the Libra coin. Later down the line, like 2020, which is right around the corner. First quarter of 2020. It's not even going to be that far. We're talking about like 9 months away from them having their own coin, which is going to make them even more money. And they're already making tons of money. So if Facebook's already making tons of money and they have a billionaire CEO that's like 30 years old, the guy's one of the most powerful kids in the world, the guy's young, highly successful, and is just one of the most powerful people in the world because he has 1 billion people in his social media community. That's pretty powerful. He's got a big advertising giant platform that everybody's paying right now to advertise on his platform because you get the ability through algorithms to be able to advertise directly to friends and family and people that you know. So it's pretty crazy form of advertising, and this is the new world that we're in. And Snapchat is now growing. And Snapchat, I always believed in it. I bought it when it did its IPO. It went down like crazy. It was almost embarrassing, down to $5, and now it's back. And now it's turning into a real business again. And whoever got in at $5 made a killing because it's, at like $15, $16. And the American markets right now and the overall markets right now are all-time highs. So even though the cannabis stocks are down, the rest of the market is very strong. So it's not like the rest of the economy and the rest of the world market is struggling. So I want to make sure everybody understands that. The rest of the market is not struggling. I'm really thinking about buying Fire and Flower. Yes. I think it's going to do very well. I think it can easily run to $2. And you heard it here first. Fire and Flower is most likely going to go to at least $2, but long term is going to go to a hell of a lot more because now they've got $1 billion partner. I wonder if Snapchat is ever going to consider making their own type of currency. A ridiculous amount of people use it. It might make sense for them after they see what Facebook does. Yeah, it's possible. But at the same time, I don't think they want to copy Facebook. I think they want to be original and do their own thing, even though it might be a very good idea because they're definitely going to make a lot of money. BW says, love to see you get Keith Dolo. Love to see Keith Dolo from Sproutly on as a guest. I believe he's in the Vancouver area as well. I think their technology is above everyone else, leading into the beverage and edibles market. Yeah, I've actually met with him at the Cannabis conference here in Vancouver. I know the next one will be coming up, and I'm sure there's going to be the opportunity for us to work together in the future. And I mean, that's what this is all about, right? Learning about these companies, researching the companies, interviewing the CEOs, doing tours of their facilities, gaining more exposure for the sector. sector that used to be illegal and now is becoming legal. And we're starting to see issues. We're starting to see problems with companies having issues, but that's to be expected when you go from illegal to legal. It's to be expected when you go from illegal to legal that there's going to be issues. But I am a high times investor. So as a high times investor, I know there's going to be good times where you're going to go really, really high, and there's going to be bad times. It's a volatile market. It's a new market. But I think that this is a sector that has a lot of people behind it. There's a lot of people that believe in CBDs, and there's a lot of people that believe in cannabis. Yo, what's up, Shane? Beautiful sunny day in BC, buddy. Enjoy it, my friend. Enjoy it. So, good day, bad day, and ugly day in a lot of ways. Great things that happened. ZMA Travel, Fire and Flower, Aurora Cannabis, not necessarily the stock price, but the news that they are going to become the CBD partner for the UFC is just extremely exciting. And it's almost like hard to believe how far we've come. No, I don't have any holdings in Sproutly. It's hard to believe how far we've come. And there's so much good, and then there's the bad, and then there's the ugly. And, that's, it kind of starts with, okay, for bad, I got to give you some bad. So bad is the Oxleys, the Vivos, the TGIFs, that just don't want to go anywhere. 48 Norths, they all just stuck under $1 in no man's land. The FSD Pharmas, and just getting slaughtered. The Believes, there's so many of them. They get under this dollar range, they get into no man's land, and then they just get slaughtered. That is really the bad. The ugly is the Curaleafs putting out labels saying that they cure cancer, which is unfounded, and other diseases as well that they tried to claim they cured, which is unfounded, which you shouldn't be doing. And a company at that level should know better than that. And clearly Canntrust, growing $70 million of cannabis behind illegal walls, you clearly can't do that. And oh man, there's a lot of ugly. So I don't want to keep hammering it. It's clear what the ugly is, and what the bad is, and what the good is, right? Yeah, Namaste can go in the bad category. I wouldn't say ugly. Some people would probably think that, but I think right now they would go in the good category. The bad category, because they've been underperforming. They've been underperforming. So there's the good, there's the bad, and then there's the ugly. Now the bad could easily turn good. Like Afria, I'd have to put them in the bad category. They've been getting slaughtered, right? Hexo, been getting slaughtered. Ianthus, been getting slaughtered. MedMen actually goes in the good category. MedMen today, finally, MedMen was up 7% today. They had a nice day. So there's the good, there's the bad, and there's the ugly for the day. Keep your eye on Fire and Flower tomorrow. Keep your eye on Facebook tomorrow. I would be watching the entire market. Keep your eye on ZMA Travel tomorrow. Those three are on full alert for sure. I am definitely bottom hunting Aurora Cannabis and Afria, watching them very carefully. AUSA and Rivers, watching them very carefully as well. Keep your eye on Patriot One Technologies. Keep your eye on High Tide. High Tide had a nice day. I did their video, and they've been going up. So I'm really happy about that. And yeah, if you're not winning, you're probably not watching. We bring in the winners. We bring them to you first. We analyze the news. We bring in the news. We break it down. Hope you guys are winning. Fire and Flower. Do the research. Fire and Flower. They had huge news today. Okay. And that is going to be a major winner. And it's still dirt cheap. ZMA Travel, Fire and Flower on full alerts and Facebook for tomorrow. Your boy Rich giving you free alerts, free picks every single day. If you're not winning, you're not watching. It's true. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. And remember, consult a financial advisor before you ever intend to buy anything we talk about here on Rich TV Live. Tomorrow, I am interviewing Patriot One Technologies. I am going to be interviewing Halo Labs. Stay tuned. Your boy Rich from Rich TV Live, and I'm out. Peace. I'm going to leave you with some tunes today. It's just one of those days. A hell of a lot of red. There's some good, there's some bad, and there's a lot of ugly. It's one of those days. It is one of those days. What should we leave on? What song do people want to hear? What is the song that people want to hear from Rich TV Live, from Ill Kid? What is the song that we want to hear? How about this? I'm going to leave you on a very positive note.
Cannabis Stocks and CEO interviews brought to you by Rich TV Live.
Vina is creating a buying opportunity. And by the way, everything is falling. Not just Vina. The whole sector is falling.
On these companies. Meanwhile, what they're trying to do is create a distraction so we don't take advantage of the cannabis stock resurrection. That's really what's going on. That's the truth. Zero or Rich. And I'm all
The resurrection is coming. You better get ready. I'm ready. I'm chilling. Buying the red. Selling the green.
One day we gon' fly, we gon' make this money, we gon' live our life. We can all get high, I'ma spread my wings, I'ma feel alright. Can't take this down, it's the time to buy. And put your money in, let the profits maximize. We the people stay true, we don't stand for lies. Canada, we the leaders for the legalized. Herb be the cure for all the sick and all the broken. We wanted this for years and they thought we were joking. Nah. We were always patient. Cannabis for you and me and all the nations. So all my brothers and all my sisters go on and light it up. Who want to take it to the head when the times are tough? I know we buying in the red, that's the sign of love.
Buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high. Buy red, buy 52-week lows, sell in the green. Stay in your lane. Find the best, because the best is less.
Invest in the best, because the best is blessed. This is your boy Rich.
Listen to the messages. The resurrection is coming. Taking advantage of the panic. I know you guys game, making people panic. One day it's going to be your turn. Your turn to fly. Stay in your lane. Invest in the blessed. Stick to Rich TV Live and the Rich TV Live community. Find winners first every single day. And you too can get freedom. It's true.
Loves and believes in cannabis stocks. The question is, do you believe in cannabis stocks, and will you achieve ultimate wealth through the cannabis stock revolution? It's truth.
So at the end of the day, invest in the best, stay in your lane. We find winners all the time. We found ZMA Travel, which is up 200% in the last week. We found it right here in our community. If you want to get into the community, follow us at richtvlive.com. Go and follow us on all social media. Join our Telegram group. It's a great group of very smart traders. We get a lot of picks every day. We seem to find winners all the time. And we're getting better at it. And we're getting better at it. And we're going to continue to get better at it. It's true. This is your boy Rich from Rich TV Live, and I'm a high times investor and the leader of the Rich TV Live and cannabis stock revolution. It's true. Since January of 2017, I've been right here pulling up every single day, red, black, or green in the markets. Just another day, man. Another day. Have a nice night.